Man, today I was looking, it just dawned on me that things that I went through were the result of the unthinkable. There's a lot of things that when I try to communicate, I feel like I'm being held back from communicating them. But I feel at the same time like it's important for me to express myself without any filters. Because it feels like throughout my life, I've been filtered, watered down, you know, in the spiritual realm. We too suffer from water damage, whether it be through dehydration or whether it be through drowning. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you could be dehydrated by a situation that just takes up all your energy. That energy that is being taken, it's stopping you from being connected to the ever-flowing source that is always there for you. This waterfall of miracles, of nourishment. It's always there. Yet, someone or something may be holding you back from what is just within your reach, all by a choice that you can make in this moment. I'm thinking about how my face got all these bumps and, well, scars from the bumps. And it's really because I didn't go outside as much. I was going outside, but at the same time, I think I was using too much of my energy, and then something affected my routine. And every time my routine gets affected in that way, it causes problems. That's why I don't really like people coming in the way of my routine, because once one thing gets out of the alignment, with the stream, you know, then it's like, you know, it's just like a river. I could be rowing my boat, and this boat that I'm on, as I focus on myself, focus what I have to do, you know, like I'm rowing my boat, but then maybe somebody, you know, decides to catch my attention, right? Somebody else is rowing their boat. And while you're paying attention to them, you don't realize that there's a boulder right in front of you. And so as you're rowing your boat and looking at that person, your boat hits a boulder, and now there's a hole in your boat. That's how life can be at times. And every time that happens, then you have the leaks, you know. You're leaking energy. You're leaking vital life force. And as that's happening, your energy gets depleted, and as a result, you have the scars of what occurred. That's how life is at times. What we have to do is pay attention. Pay attention. Make sure that we are aware of our surroundings, just like when you're driving. Every time you turn the car, every time you turn the steering wheel, if you have to go right, you have to make sure that there's no one coming in from your right side by looking to the right of you. Make sure that you have enough space, and look at the screen in front of you. I mean the mirror in front of you, the rear view mirror, to make sure that there's no one behind you that's going to be turning to your right. So when you're driving, or should I say traveling in an automobile, you must look at the position you're going before you make the turn. But then at the same time, you also have to make sure that you're not going too fast, that the person in front of you stops and you're not sure that they are about to stop. So you gotta do two things at the same time. You gotta make sure there's enough space in front of you and enough space to the right of you, behind you. So as you're driving and turning the steering wheel, you must look at all surroundings. And that's just how life is. You have to make sure that when you're going through life, that there's not this one person trying to get in your way, going into your lane, you know? Like if they're trying to come across you, but then it's like, you know where you have to go, and if you stop for that person, you might actually accidentally, you know, create an accident behind you. Yeah, you might create an accident behind you. So, or in front of you. That's why it's very important to also don't get caught up in too much emotions. Like, don't get too angry, because sometimes you don't know why somebody made the move that they made. Sometimes the person in front of you, you think that they're going slow, but little do you know that right in front of them, there was an accident. And that's why that person is slowing down, because they saw the accident with their own two eyes. And they know that it's not, that they should not speed, because if they speed, they're going to be in an accident too. But the person behind you is judging the person in front of them as if that person's going too slow. And that's not it. That person just saw more things, which is the reason why they're slower, you know. And it's just like, that's why some people might be considered slow, but this is a slang term for dumb or stupid, but that's not it. They are judging prematurely. They don't realize that this person that they're calling slow has seen way more stuff than they ever saw. And that's the reason why it's like, the more you know, the less you know what to do, because now you know too much that it's kind of like certain things that you thought were true before, now you know that it's not true. And then not only that, but it's like, sometimes it's like you've seen so much that you don't want certain things to happen to you. So it's like, now you're thinking a lot. You're thinking so that you avoid certain situations and just be focused, and because you know what your intentions are. Your intentions are to be safe, be happy, and live your best life. Like, live our best life. Live with health, wealth, and prosperity. That's what I mean by best life. And also, yeah, like health. That's the most important. So other people might be viewing you as if you're too slow, but then it's like, that's not true. You're just more intelligent. So the other person behind you is getting all angry with road rage, and they don't even know half the truths that you even know. So they have a lot to learn, which is the reason why people like that get into accidents, God forbid. So people have to just, and that's why the ones that are slower are the ones that are just being safe. They're trying to be as safe as possible. And that's just how I am. So you know, certain things in my life made me realize if I was too slow, you know what I mean? Or whether I was on time. And the way that I know is when I come across different relationships. Some relationships, it's like the person is begging to be with me, or begging to have children, or begging, like there's many different relationships. And when I come across these people who would like to relate to me, it's like meeting with Saturn. I met with Saturn, Saturn met with me. And when I met with Saturn, I realized that I had to pick up my pace. But in a important way, to make sure that I'm doing what's right for me. But the fact that I had to pick up my pace also made me realize all the people that were trying to snake me in the road. So when I met with Saturn, I realized that there were people stealing my resources. And because my resources were stolen, that's the reason why I was not in the position that I was supposed to be in a specific moment in time. So they stole things in order to get ahead faster than the pace that they were supposed to go in. So they were going too fast because they felt like they don't want to be held back again. Because even those people that are going really fast are the people that may have gotten hurt in the beginning really badly. They may have had a crash early in their childhood, lost a lot of time and energy, and because they felt like they were just losing in life, they didn't ever want to lose again, so they went too fast. They started going fast in order to make up for lost time, and while doing that, they stole from the people that didn't know what time it was, really. So this is the thing. Sometimes we're not aware. We are not aware of what is going on around us. But the more these things occur to us, the more we realize what time it really is. And in some ways, we may feel like maybe we're too late. But I feel like it's never too late to make it to the finish line. Because as long as we continue doing what we've set out to do, even if we hit the boulder while we were on the stream, in the river, like, even if we may have gotten hurt in our childhood. Even if we may have been stolen from. We must forgive each other because many things have occurred on this journey to the finish line. But we must continue to go. We must continue because this is our birthright to live in harmony with joy, health, wealth, and prosperity. We deserve to be able to live our best life. You know, when I speak, I may speak by giving symbolism, you know, I may use symbolism as a way to express my knowledge and maybe my experiences. We must continue to go because as long as we're still walking, we're still breathing, we can still see, we could still hear, we could still talk, we could still breathe. Our heart is still beating. We still have a chance to get to the finish line, to accomplish all our goals that we have thought about. If I say that I believe I'm superhuman, that I believe that I could be strong, that I believe I can have the fertility that I deserve to have, to see all my birth of creations come true. If I say I believe that, if I say I believe then I know that it's possible based upon how I just know it's possible for me to reach that as long as I believe. And as I believe, I know I can make it through this. I can make it through any obstacle, through anything that I may go through. I slayed them all. I slayed all the enemies, all the people that wanted to put me in a weird situation, but they feel like, what they feel like is like if I have nothing to show for it, it makes them happy, because then it makes them justify the fact that I'm suffering because I left them. That's what they want. They want me to have nothing to show for. But it's like, I saw you. I saw you with my own two eyes. I saw the snake moves that I saw the snake moves. I saw the stealing. I saw those things. And I was like, why? Why should I continue on that path? So then I shifted lanes. Because I knew that there was going to be an accident. I knew there was going to be an accident. And I knew that that accident would cause me to be in a state that I didn't really feel that I was supposed to be in. Because I was already in a bad state, you know. And if I was already in a bad state, why would I want it to be worse? So I had to shift lanes. I saw the accident, and that was not going to be. The snake moves are accidents already. And we have to realize that it's like when those accidents happen, we have to work on our structure. And our structure is our muscles, our skeleton. So our skeleton and our muscles have to be strong. They have to be so strong. They have to be muscular. That's our true, that's the way we're supposed to be. And if we're not taking the time to take care of our bodies, the structure is like thinning. That's the cause of, like walking on stilts. You never, like, you gotta make sure that you are taking care of your structure, because everything depends on the structure. And that's how you know what time it is. If your body is giving you the signs that something has to change, then you have to take heed to that call. Because if you don't, it's just gonna continue deteriorating. And the more it deteriorates, the worse, the more work you have to do to rebuild it. It's just like a house, a dilapidated house. I think I don't know if that's how you say it. Like a house that's about to fall. That's what you don't want to happen. And if you really think about it, look at all these abandoned houses. Those abandoned houses that are falling apart is because somebody was in a bad situation. They were in a really bad, toxic, abusive situation. And they couldn't take care of the house because the structure was just getting lower and lower and lower till it had nothing. And that's why the people that do the drugs like to go into the abandoned houses. And that's because their structure has been, there was a crash early in their childhood or in some point in time. And something went wrong. But, I have so much awareness because I think things thoroughly. and I do my best to make the right decisions in every moment. And I know that at this moment in time, that me taking care of my health means that I'm already strong. It means that I'm somebody built on solid foundation. I have a solid mindset. I have a very solid mindset. Like all these things that may have occurred in my life, I still have that connection with the source. And it's that connection with the source, that faith, that belief system that I can have, be or do anything, especially by what, like when I say do anything, I mean like do like, you know, my hobbies, you know, like drawing, painting, music. I can develop my skills more. That's what I mean by doing. My skills in my arts, my creativity, my ability to travel. That's what I mean by do. I don't mean doing things that are inappropriate. You know, I have a very solid mind, a way of thinking. And that's the thing. You know, when someone takes advantage of my skills, my talents, my kindness, all those things, sometimes it's too much, because you gotta know when to like close the faucet on your energy, you know, because you're like a stream of, you're like a waterfall to these people. And it's like you have to like shut the faucet so that you don't drain your energy on the wrong people and things, and continue. Like maybe they could get like an essence, a little bit of essence, get to feel a little bit of your essence, but after a while, like, you have to do what you're here to do. You're not here to just focus on one person. You're here to focus on yourself and what you can leave here for the generations ahead of us, so that they could be balanced and stable and creative and innovative and a whole bunch of things. I'm here for something great, and I know it. And I know that you are too. That's why you found this video. So, until next time, I'll see you soon. Peace. Strength of Mind Shamanic Oracle, signing out.